What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's your boy Ronda here, and I'm back with another video. So I just want to update you guys on the latest winter storm that it should be officially almost over, especially for the south. It's caused a lot of problems, like thousands, like I think tens of thousands of flights has been canceled across America due to the winter storm that took place in the deep south, the southeast, and up north. I think there was so far a few deaths already from this winter storm. So this was a deadly winter storm. We all could have predicted that was going to happen. And there's been a lot of power outages. Mississippi, for one of the states, had some bad power outages, and I'm pretty sure they're still ongoing at the moment. And I do expect the power outages, even though the storm has passed, to most likely continue to spread across certain states, especially if you're not getting sunshine, and especially if you're not getting above freezing. So that ice is going to just stick on those power lines and just keep causing more and more stress on them. So make sure you still have your generators and stuff. Make sure you still stocked up on food, because I'm pretty sure nobody, especially back in Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, probably parts of Georgia, Tennessee, more inland part of the Carolinas, Virginia. Yeah, I mean, most of you guys probably not leaving out at all until everything clears and when it's actually safe. I know a lot of states been doing cancel school. I thought North Carolina was doing 3 days of remote learning, or that was a potential, but apparently that didn't happen. It was snow days for North Carolina, so they didn't go to school today. But I'm homeschooled, so we decided to go to school because apparently my school is not weatherproof, as usual. But I still advise you guys to stay indoors as much as possible. If you want to go play around in the snow, or go like ice skating or something like that, please be very careful. Don't hurt yourself, and because you don't want to trip and fall and bust your head or anything on the ice and stuff. But also, it's going to be extremely cold. I think some of the deaths already from this winter storm came from hypothermia. I think Louisiana was one of them. I want to say either it was Oklahoma or it was Texas that had a few deaths already. Didn't hear any for the Carolinas, but I know there has been a lot of accidents as usual. I can only imagine how I-40 looks going through like Raleigh area. I can only imagine how that looks. Because I think Raleigh got hammered with a lot. Charlotte area, back towards the mountains, Fayetteville, those areas, it's basically the eastern part of North Carolina, kind of just got, that's not happening to you, but still have a potential for this weekend that I'm also monitoring very closely, excuse me, guys, for another potential winter storm to go across the south, mainly the southeast, mainly targeting the Carolinas, especially North Carolina. But however, this system looks like gonna be set up a little different. It might spring snow inland for you guys that's like in Raleigh, maybe Charlotte, maybe it'll be like a dusting, or maybe just under an inch. Durham, but it's mainly like it's gonna be more favoring the coast, kind of like a similar setup of last year, when moisture came up from the Gulf. It tapped into some cold air, and it was just party time for a lot of us. That looks like that's what it's going to be the case with this storm. But don't get your hopes up, because it obviously could change. We could also run into a cold air problem like we did this last storm, because those folks over here in Eastern North Carolina literally missed out big time. It was also a win, and it also was a loss. It was a loss for not seeing very much winter precipitation at all. It was like some light freezing rain, but then it just got transitioned into rain. It was just too warm. It was in the low 40s, so it was or mid to low 40s. So it was kind of like too warm for any of that type of stuff. Go further in, like 2 hours away from where I live. It's 30, 20, low 30s, mid high 20s. So in the snow and heavy sleet and freezing rain just falling constantly. So we kind of dodged the bullet with that one if it caused a lot of power outages. So I mean, you kind of win, then you kind of lost. Now this next storm gonna be kind of similar to what happened last year, possibly dropping about what 2 to 3 inches certain areas along the coast of North Carolina. I hope that happens. You kind of missed out twice this year already on winter storms, but it's like it comes so close. But then at the last, like a 2 days before, we run into a cold air problem, and it changed everything, because temperature matters. A few degrees off will depend on what precipitation you get, especially during the winter time. Now, we more have a higher chance of hurricanes, but like, who really care about a hurricane making landfall and them knowing it's deadly? Now, winter storms obviously is deadly most of the time, depending on the extent of the storm. But you also got to think the light storms probably won't cause immense problems, but like this storm is most likely going to be a historic winter storm that we had in years, like a very historic storm. Probably ain't had a storm like this since I was probably extremely little, and probably don't even remember, but I know it's probably happened because I kept hearing people say like 2014 storm, 2010 storm, stuff like that for like the winter. So this was a big ice mainly ice maker for the South from Texas all the way up to the Carolinas. And then somebody probably scored, or a few of you guys also scored with a couple inches of snow. So you guys are lucky. Here on the coast, the only thing we scored was some cold rain. Now we had a little sleet mixing, or freezing rain mixing at night. It was very light, kept like a little glaze. That's exactly what it was. When we walked outside, the bridges was closed for a few hours. When the morning came, everything melted off and it was just raining, and reopened because they had to close it because people kept getting in accidents. So I'm not gonna hold you guys too much longer. I'm gonna show you what the latest weather advisory warnings and watch it is right now. I'm pretty sure a lot of it decreased across the South. Probably some back end flurries flying around Texas, maybe. But you know, it's basically just a wrap over with for the South. For now, we gotta see what goes on this weekend. We're just a few days out. Brandon is supposed to start Saturday sometime, so I'm praying you guys pray with your boy with me from that we get winter snow here on the coast of North Carolina, because we literally missed out on last weekend. Well, the weekend before this last weekend, so 2 weekends in a row straight, we missed out on winter storms. That's just crazy. So this one, hopefully, it stands its ground because the cold air is gonna be placed. You just gotta see if this cold air is gonna be too strong and keep the moisture off the coast, or we can at least get that moisture to tap in just a little and just enough to make some measurable snow. I'll be happy with just an inch. We normally get an inch, but last year we got 4 inches of snow. Yeah, we just head towards the Outer Banks. It's like you know, 5+ inches of snow. I think some pockets was actually 8 in the Outer Banks of North Carolina. That's crazy. You know, they way out there in the Atlantic. Well, not like extremely, but the Outer Banks, you guys don't know, for North Carolina, it like is the island that sticks out from the state. So like the state is like this, like go like this, and it's like a weird shape, but the Outer Banks go like more like this. So like this little pocket of water like right here, it's basically an island that sticks out. Okay, let's just put it like that. So that being said, let's go ahead but just make it like this. Make it like a road from Miami to the Bahamas. Just make it like that. Just make a road. That's basically what it's gonna be like, I guess you can put it. So let's go ahead and get into the latest advisories, watches, and warnings. So these are the latest watches, warnings, and advisories in effect across the United States right now. Out here towards the West Coast is basically quiet, as you guys see. Around the Midwest is also quiet. But once you start getting down here in certain parts of Texas, you got, let's see, look like a freeze watch, maybe, or no, a cold weather advisory that's been issued for most of Texas. Arkansas, Oklahoma, sorry guys, my allergies are bothering me. But from most part of Alabama, all the way up through the Carolinas, there and parts of Virginia, and even going further up to parts of New York, there's cold weather advisories in place. That purple is a freeze warning all the way down here towards Jacksonville, Florida, well, just south of Jacksonville, Florida. That's crazy. Cold weather advisories all the way down here for parts of Florida too. Miami area is basically just quiet. Probably a little chilly though. Wouldn't wear that out. But the blue right here, you guys see all this blue you guys see from Texas all the way to the peninsula of Florida, all through Mississippi, all through Alabama, all through Arkansas, most of Tennessee, the mountains of North Carolina, along the state line of Tennessee, Virginia, you going all the way up north. There is extreme cold warning. So you guys, again, from Texas all the way up north to like New York, make sure you guys are checking your weather because you are under extreme cold warning, and there is a freeze warning down here for the southern part of Texas, especially counties along Mexico border. You guys need to be really careful. And over here on the Atlantic side, basically, it's gale warnings and gale watches that's been issued. So not really too surprising. It's kind of windy though here along the coast, so it's not really surprising. Like, it's always a gale warning or watch that's in effect for us. So and all the way up here, like along Maine, certain counties in New York though, you have winter storm warnings, and these 4 counties up here in Maine is still on the winter weather advisories. So you guys never changed for a few days, look like. So yeah, you guys just need to watch out, stay vigilant. This is the latest watches and warnings. There's not in advisories. There's not like too much going on that's like drastic, but there is extreme cold warning. So you guys stay inside. Again, there's already been deaths reported from this winter storm. So this was a deadly winter storm. There's been a lot of power outages. You guys in extreme cold warning. Also be really careful because you guys probably not getting any melting, especially across Mississippi, Alabama, Texas, Arkansas, Tennessee, and it just goes on, and that's in the blue. You guys most likely not getting any melting until, you know, whenever we warm up. And I know for here where I live, the temperature is going to keep decreasing throughout the week to the point we're going to be in the mid 30s for a high, and one of the highs is going to be 28 degrees. So that's going to be a little crazy, and that's about Saturday. I think it'll be 28 degrees for where I live. That's when we're supposed to allegedly get snow. So I see it on the forecast that it's like a 70% chance of snow Saturday and Sunday where I live, but I'm just not going to bang on that too much. So you guys just be careful. You know, the cold is stressing out the power lines with the ice and stuff on it, and it's just a matter of time before one of these counties in the blue that's not under any power outages right now, you could potentially have a power outage if you guys have extreme cold warnings and you got a lot of ice and it's already stressing out your power lines. So that's not going anywhere. That ice ain't going anywhere soon until we get a actual warm up, whenever that is, because normally around this time the deep south and the southeast start warming up, get pockets of 70-degree days. But as of right now, we're not getting in 70-degree days. We're sticking with somebody probably in one of these counties. It's probably in the high 20s right now. I mean, at the high 20s, maybe teens somewhere. I would not rule out any teens. You guys, that's in the extreme cold warning. Any teens for a high, I would not rule that out. And the wind chill is going to be obviously colder. So with that being said, I hope you guys like this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to be notified each and every time I upload a new video. Yeah, there's nothing else going on. I would keep you guys updated on the winter storm that's supposed to be impacting this area that I'm going over right now, Eastern North Carolina. I think Eastern South Carolina. But it's maybe going to be Eastern North Carolina event. Maybe go inland towards Raleigh. Maybe reach as far to the mountains with a dusting maybe. But it's likely to be more of Eastern North Carolina event. I hope that happens. Because we missed out twice, 2 weekends in a row. That's crazy. 2 weekends in a row, nice spaced out in a row. So if we miss out this weekend again, that's going to be a streak of 3. So that being said, it's your boy Ronnie right here. You guys stay safe, and I'm out.